Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Dildos!
Embrace the dildo.
So, yeah, what's going on in the world today? It seems like a slow news week.
Yeah,
I don't know what
actually
happened.
it kind of has.
It's just, if somebody could go out and shoot at somebody, or a few hundred, and then we'd have something to talk about.
Well, it's hard to top off that record already. You know?
Yeah.
Can we just have another celebrity just come out as being a pervert?
They need to do the same thing, at the same time. We need a celebrity that, jerks off in front of somebody while committing a mass murder.
Oh, dude, that's so hard.
That would be in the news story for at least a month.
At least. Well...
Then we'd move on, but...
I don't know about a month, man.
A month. I don't know, the Las Vegas ones, lasted only 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
kind of
that's
sad.
true. To be fair, literally the week after there was something that happened, and the week after that there was something, another thing that happened. So it was kind of well,
I think it would depend on the stature of the celebrity. If it's a D-list, reality TV star that no one's heard of other than a select few, then it's not staying in the cycle long. But if it's an A-lister... if Tom Hanks jerks off while killing a lot of people, it's going to be in the news for a while.
Dude.
That's a month, though. I mean, you still hear some things and jokes about Weinstein, but that's pretty much the story.
Mm.
Yep.
A little bit about Louis C.K., but it's pretty much no new news, which is weird in this digital era.
I saw just on Reddit news today that Ron Jeremy has been accused of assaulting, I think, again, I only read the comments, I didn't read the actual story, but assaulting, another actress on the, but they weren't filming.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it feels like they just owe her money, she probably wasn't clocked in. At some point, it's is it sexual assault, or did you just not get, what you were owed?
That's actually kind of... How do you handle sexual harassment on a porn set?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's a very hard thing to determine.
But why is that a thing? I mean, it's just gonna be, you're not paying for a service, so it's technically thievery.
Mm.
Right? Or robbery.
It's
whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how... Do you think they actually have, a lot of stuff in place for that? Do they have sexual harassment seminars for porn?
I assume, if, you're a porn actress, on a porn set, you're sexually harassed, people are just going to assume, so what? It's going to be hard to convince a jury.
Yeah, that's true.
So it probably does happen a lot, but...
Well, I don't know, when you get a porn contract, does it, list out, dick will only go in my ass, cannot play with tits, is it, explicit for what they'll allow?
That is... So, suppose, it's only, it goes in this hole, and you put it in another hole. Does that become sexual harassment?
Sexual harassment?
Is that rape then?
That's a very interesting question here.
Yeah.
And then also, you agrees to have sex with this person on the tape because it's part of your contract, but you don't want to have any connection with that person after work whatsoever.
Yeah, but even during filming, suppose you only agreed to one thing, but then they do another.
Yeah, it's technically a breach of a contract, right?
But is it rape?
That's hard to distinguish.
I think that would just come down to the jury. And I gotta say, a lot will not be terribly sympathetic to a porn actress.
Yeah, it depends on
That's very true.
As a juror, What's the population of the...
What, are you going to get a jury of people sympathetic to porn actresses?
Okay, but the porn actress might have a way to get a verdict in her favor if the jury is like all guys and she blows the jurors.
That's true.
But they're ruling in her favor.
No, I don't think
then
that
she
actually
sues
plays
them
well.
for sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's an endless cycle.
How's that going to play out? I don't
that wasn't a realistic scenario.
Nah, man, that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I am really curious of what, like, if it is explicit in a porn contract, or they have to use broad terms. Because it's like, the guy
like just
might
in
do
case
something you technically don't want to happen, but in the middle of having sex, it might happen. Like, absolutely cannot come on my face, but maybe he pulls out and some gets on your face, like. And do they list out the technical terms? They're like, no bukkake, no facials, no.
I believe that word will not appear in any sort of legal document.
You don't think so? It might. It might actually say no bukkake and then have later defined terms.
Like how many on the face is... like 7. At 7, it's definitely...
Herein,
it's getting weird.
bukkake doth refer to... It would be really interesting to read a contract like that. Because they have to have them for, like, those... Like, the bigger companies. Yeah, if it's like the person in the van with $200 that paid a porn actress, I don't think there's a contract involved.
I see. So you're talking about those big producers.
It was an oral contract, if you get what I mean.
But there are some, like, big producers for the porn industry.
It shocks me that there are. Like, how much money can porn really generate in this day and age?
How do you?
Maybe? I don't know.
I think it's basically the same thing as, like, the video game market on cell phones. Where it's like, practically no one pays for this. But every once in a while, you got a guy that'll pay an enormous amount for a very specific thing. And all of the free stuff is just to lure that one specific person that will pay crazy amounts in.
But didn't we watch a documentary on the, human trafficking? Like,
that was a terrible documentary. That was blatant government propaganda.
Well, there was one point that the girl that's got interviewed addressed that people pay for watch a real amateur porn if you're new or something like that. I think that's what they are trying to do these days.
They're doing what?
Amateur porn.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like to prove that you're new to the industry and yada yada yada. I don't know.
I also assume a lot of it is just advertising for prostitution.
What do you... Yeah?
Like, just contact that girl. She'll have a social media account.
That's
and
probably true.
She shows she's willing to do things for money. So...
So I get how Pornhub makes money. But how do people that make pornos for Pornhub really make money? Does Pornhub pay them for good content?
I don't think so. It's got to be like kind of like YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You pay for viewer.
Yeah, that's probably true. That actually makes sense. They like pay out money for if you're
but it's
constantly giving them videos and you're...
For YouTube, you can do the advertisement, right?
You can do advertisement on Pornhub.
Yeah, but it's different.
You can advertise other porn.
No. See, now
they do.
Some of YouTube videos have the guy who making the video say like, I recommended the Amazon's,
Yeah, they do have like, go to this site or something or my cam.
Yeah, but you don't have a porn actress like in the middle of the act and say like, please go to this website. I really like the audiobook.
Please subscribe to Loot Crate.
Like porn star. Before I suck a dick, I brush my teeth with whatever every day, or after doing it. I guess that would make the most sense.
Are we talking about product placement in porn now?
Yeah.
I always use dental dams. Oh God, I'm very curious of how they do make money though.
Yeah.
They got to make it somehow because the content it's there.
In the middle of moaning during it, she's going to be like, always drink your Ovaltine. What?
Do you think in like 20 years people will look at our age porn like we look at like 70s porn, like it was really weird?
Oh man, how much weirder can it get than today?
I'm not sure about weird, just style. Like, I guess our style is that there's everything, and it's really clear in HD. I bet you it'll be more like 3D, more of that.
Oh, like a live porn.
Yeah, kids will be like, "Can you believe they used to jack off to 2D porn? Like, it was a flat image the whole time."
Yeah, they also have like now VR headset, that kind of thing, so they can shoot 360 videos. You technically can do everything, but still kind of weird, as in, like, when you shoot those videos, your camera location is basically put into the same location, right? It just shoots at all angles. But when you look at stuff, your head moves around. It's not like it's fixed at one angle. So yeah, it seems a little odd to me.
It's gonna happen eventually. Now this is an odd turn, but speaking of virtual reality, when is that movie Ready Player One coming out? I want to watch that.
What is that?
I think it's this Christmas, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, that'd be so awesome. No, it's March 30th, 2018.
Oh shit.
That's disappointing.
I don't understand that. I've seen a trailer for it. Like, why do they always put out trailers so fucking far ahead of time?
I don't know.
Like, I'm gonna completely forget about that existing by that time.
Especially in this day and age. Like,
exactly.
We can't keep a news story like a big news story about somebody killing 58 people to last longer than 2 weeks.
We all have attention span of a squirrel. Anything lasts over 5 minutes, you lost me.
I already forgot what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much, do you find that your attention span, like even for normal everyday activities, has lessened over the years?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I have too.
I even find, like, I will watch TV, like, on my computer. And, like, I'll pause it for 10 minutes. I'll, like, pause it 10 minutes in, and then I'll go read an article, and then, like, halfway through the article, I'll go back to the movie or TV show, start watching 5 minutes, then pause it, and then I'll, like, play a video game for, like, 10 minutes, and then I'll go back to the article. Like, it's seriously, there's, like, little discrete jumps where, I don't know.
It's really weird.
Or maybe there's just something wrong with me. I have no idea.
No, I've totally done these exact things. And I wonder how we fix it, because it's definitely an issue.
I've done things where I have a video playing, usually about some TV show or something, and I just couldn't focus on TV show to actually watch it. Usually those shows, like, pacing was a bit too slow. So I usually have something else on my cell phone. I was doing, read something else, and then, 5 minutes later, you look up on the screen, and it's like, yep, it's still going.
If I do that, I'm like, I have no idea what's been going on right now, because I really haven't been paying attention the last 10 minutes.
Okay, when's the last time, excluding movie theaters, you actually just sat through a movie at home without looking at a phone or anything? Yeah, beginning to end.
That wasn't that long ago. We rewatched the very original Blade Runner.
And you never had to pause it or look at your phone or anything?
No, I don't. If I'm going to definitely watch a movie, sometimes I will go beginning to end. But it's rare. It's like 1 month since I watched something over an hour from beginning to end, no interruption.
You really convince me that's a good movie for me to devote my 2-hour attention span on that thing.
Yeah, it's true.
I still think
just watched a good
Blade
movie.
Runner is
Yeah?
a bit weird movie.
Blade Runner was awesome.
I
haven't watched the new one yet, though.
Kind of eerie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, though.
It's got this weird kind of, but good. I don't know how to describe it. Like theme or like.
I'm pretty sure they have
overall
much of
tone.
it.
Yeah, tone.
Style.
That's the term I'm looking
Tone and
for.
style.
Tone and style.
It's when you see snapshots from that movie, you know it's that movie.
Exactly.
So maybe the word that you guys looking for was cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I watched 2 good movies recently. Now I think about it.
Which one?
So one is called Troll Hunters, and it's a Norwegian film about this guy that hunts trolls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of
not
filmed
like
like
South Park, right?
no.
Yeah.
It's
What
filmed
kind of
like-
troll?
Internet trolls.
No, like more like your old story type trolls.
Oh, okay.
It's couch there.
So is it like Bigfoot? Like they think these things exist?
Yeah, sort of like that, except they actually find the trolls and fight them and stuff. But
Whoa. Let's stop there. They don't actually exist. So they don't actually. This isn't a documentary. This is like a.
no, it's not a documentary. But it's
I thought you were
filmed as
trying to
if it
say
were.
like. Never mind.
It's filmed as if it were a documentary.
Gotcha.
And it's filmed like a Blair Witch Project style.
Okay.
So they try to make it seem like it's real when it's obvious it's not real type thing. But it's really well done. It's really good. So they base their trolls on more like what you would think like a D&D troll would be like and stuff like that. Pretty interesting.
Okay.
That movie was good. And then I watched, you might like Chappie.
Chappie?
Chappie, yeah.
What the fuck is Chappie?
So, takes place in Johannesburg,
Okay.
so South Africa. And it's like, so the place is crime-ridden and everything. So, this inventor has invented these police robots to police Johannesburg.
Okay.
And these group of gangsters and thugs take one as this guy who makes these robots has discovered how to make a sentient AI. And he puts it in one of these old robots, and they steal that robot. And the cool thing they did with the AI is the AI starts as a child and rapidly develops into a human.
Okay.
And these gangsters raise him to be a thug. That's kind of like the whole setup of the movie. It's pretty good. It's different. It's a different movie, I'll say that. But it's good.
Okay. I generally like different movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. It's unlike any AI type movie I've seen. And it has these South African rappers that as stars in it. They're really weird people, but it kind of, once again, has an overall tone and theme to it. But it's Chappie, and it's on Netflix too, so you can easily watch it.
Yeah. Now I just have to find the time to watch it 5 minutes at a time.
Just make it your one movie for the month.
Nah.
We still haven't watched the second Blade Runner.
Yes. Yeah, we watched the original Blade Runner
Because
we
we
bought
wanted to.
we bought like a movie, what is it?
Like those tickets that you can buy ahead of a time, and then you can watch any movie.
Yeah, you can redeem it for any movie. To watch the just released Blade Runner, right? We bought it the week that it was released, and she hadn't seen the original. So I was like, let's watch the original. And we still have not gone and
just released
seen...
movie now.
What's that?
How are you buying a just released movie now? I don't understand.
No. What? We
What?
didn't buy a just released movie.
You said something about getting any movie or something.
So at Costco, you can buy AMC movie tickets, like at a cheaper
okay.
price.
You bought
Yeah.
a gift card. Type
like
thing.
like a gift card, basically.
Yeah.
Redeem it for a movie.
You said a really long-winded way of I basically
Yeah,
bought
I
a
know.
gift card for.
That is basically the easy way to say it.
I was really
yes.
confused of what you're talking about.
We bought that,
Uh-huh.
and then we really wanted to use it for Blade Runner, the newly released
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Something like that.
But Chloe hadn't seen the original.
Yeah, so we watched the original. That was like a month ago. We still haven't gone and seen 2049. We just had other shit to do.
Yeah.
Or other things to watch.
Yeah, we did finally watch the Stranger Thing. It was good.
Burned through Stranger Things last night. 4 episodes in one night. Because Chloe couldn't stop after one of the episodes.
You know what? There's something that keeps my attention if it's a really good show like that, and I blaze through them.
Yeah.
That was a really good
That's true.
season. I liked it a lot.
I told Chloe how I thought the one thing I think they should have stuck in the ending was they should have had the farmers going, I still don't know what the fuck happened to my pumpkins.
It's true.
You know, second to the last episode, I kept asking, because I see everyone was outside of that building, you know. And then I was like, where's the scientist? Nobody cared about the scientist.
But they did resolve that.
Yeah, they did resolve that.
She was very worried about that scientist.
For some odd reason, I'm really worried.
They did resolve it.
But in the end, I still feel bad. The only computer programmer died. I mean, seriously. Why the programmer goes down?
Oh,
but he died a hero.
I don't like it.
What I wanted to know is if at any time, you know, he's constantly turning to Joyce and consoling her, saying it's all gonna be alright, Joyce, everything's fine, whatever. I just want to know if he accidentally ever said, Mr. Frodo.
Mr. Frodo.
It's beautiful.
I remember when he died, I went, Rudy!
Come on, it's an odd similarity between the Stranger Thing and the Lord of the Rings.
Samwise Gamgee?
The upside down seems like something coming out from the Mordor.
Yeah, it's definitely both based on fantasy stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good season.
Yeah. They could
Speaking of movies like that, I wanted to download Blade Runner 2049, like, you know, in a couple weeks when I can get a legal copy. But I think I've gotten my 6th or 7th notice from Time Warner Cable.
Oh, did you? I've got those notices too. They never seem to do shit, though.
Yeah, but no, have they ever cut your internet and you had to call in to get it back on?
No, have you had to?
Yeah, they've done that twice to me now.
What?
Really?
Oh.
What do you say?
So I have like, oh yeah, I changed my password. Somebody must have got my password or something and downloaded something.
Oh.
I say that, I've said that like 2 or 3 times now, though. And I'm wondering, like, when do they ever actually cut it off, or is this just to show them that they have some kind of due diligence towards it?
You should say, like, mind your own fucking business.
That's what I'm kind of like wondering. Like, why are you even monitoring what the fuck I download?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying you to watch my fucking downloads.
Should ask him. By the way, what kind of porn am I into?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, that clearly means they can see every single site that you go to, right? Obviously,
if they really want to, yes, they can.
But why are they actually monitoring it then? Is there no legalities towards this that they're watching what I?
You have to.
I don't know. That's interesting to know what they're. Probably, I wonder if it's only their own properties they monitor for.
What do you mean?
Time Warner Cable owns a lot of TV shows. They own HBO.
But still, like, if they're attacking me for doing something illegal, it seems in the process they're doing something illegal by monitoring what...
I don't think they are. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Doesn't it seem like an invasion of privacy, though? Like, the websites and things you visit... seems private.
Like, if I wanted to listen in on your telephone call, you have to get a warrant, you have to go and, like...
Yeah. Go to the court and...
But the cable, you can, if you own it, you can go and look at what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that messed up? It doesn't seem to make sense. Like,
Yeah.
Sprint's not allowed to just listen in on my conversations and look to see if I'm doing anything illegal.
That is very shitty.
But yet my internet provider can. It's intriguing of how it's just weird. It's eerie when you're like, oh, so you literally know everything I'm doing, and I can guarantee you if the government wanted to know anything I'm looking at, they could just be like, hey, Time Warner, what is this dude looking at?
You know there's definitely a way to check out how much they spy on you, right?
No.
Just Google how to make a bomb, then Google crowded places, and then the city that you're in, and then Google like all this stuff. You're gonna find out real quick if they spy on you.
Well, if they haven't already from this podcast, maybe they haven't listened to it.
Audio would be hard to process in an automated way. You've got to really have somebody like listen to it.
Yeah,
But I've
you have
searched
to get
some
their
weird
whole
shit while
attention.
podcasting.
That's true.
I've literally searched like terrorist.com.
I feel like even if I search for like the things I was talking about before, like very incriminating things, I've searched enough things that they'll just be like very curious person.
Like there's a flag, just fucking weirdo.
Exactly. I am definitely one of those because I definitely search weird stuff.
But like, what if you just started searching like ISIS? Not so bad. How can I help ISIS? Like, eventually, you got to get put on that list.
You Google search, I'm a terrorist and I'm definitely planning an attack. Within the next week, I'm going to kill so many people. This is a confession. You don't even like me. Ha ha ha.
Knock knock.
Turns out they do.
Who's this?
Oh,
FBI.
Idiot's Guide to Terrorism.
How to not be a terrorist.
That would actually be a funny, a parody book or something like that. Like those America and Daily Show books. Those are funny books. I need to get them. I used to own those. I don't know whatever happened to them.
Yeah, we had them. I think Josh has them.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, you want it.
What was the second one called? Earth? It was just Earth, right?
I don't remember. I remember the first one.
The first one was like a history book, but jokey. And the second one was like all about humans, as if it was like written to as if like aliens had found this book. So it was all about humans and their behaviors, or Earth and the behaviors of humans on Earth. I don't know. I used to have it. It was a good book.
I'm not sure I remember reading that one. I don't know.
Didn't we have a prediction of 3 more people would come out as having some kind of sexual act or something?
I have no idea. I was way too drunk to remember my predictions.
We did.
Well, so far we're at 0 new ones.
0. What was the prediction?
3 before the end of the year.
Oh, the end of the year. Well, Ron Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 1. Okay, so we're at 1. Oh, shit. That's definitely going to happen by the end of the year. We're already at 1.
I don't know. I feel like they're really plumbing the depths if they have to say Ron Jeremy assaulted somebody.
Yeah, but that's the point, right? It's not necessarily that these are going to be true at this point. At this point, it could be... Some are going to be true, but there's also going to be things that just come out for people trying to get attention or money or whatever. Now it's just, I think, going to be attacking famous people.
Yeah, I mean...
By the way, Johnny Depp raped me.
I want to see, like, one that's really unbelievable. Like, Stephen Hawking grabbed my ass. Post-paralysis. He looked at me in a menacing way.
That before I raped
just
me.
secured ASL. Whatever.
He's been lying the whole time. It's all a ruse so he could just molest people.
That would be a great accusation. Oh, I so want that to happen. Like, he's not paralyzed at all, that motherfucker. He's just faking it so he can grab some ass and no one will believe him. Shit, that's actually not a bad idea. I should start pretending like I'm really disabled, huh?
I thought you meant a bad idea as like accusing him, not as in actually doing it. Then it would be called pulling a Stephen Hawking. Oh god, that's so terribly funny. So anyways, as you said, what else is going on in the news besides molestation?
Oh,
it's getting a little boring here.
You what?
It's getting a little boring here. We need to get
I feel like the news always slows down when it comes to like Christmas and the holidays. Like,
well, those news anchors want to go home and have a great,
and it's just cold out. No one's gonna go out and kill somebody or sexually masturbate or like assault them or whatever. I don't
remember the French terrorist attack? That was
the sexual harassment just really goes down in December. Yeah. Well, it probably actually does because people aren't at work as often.
Hey, maybe a few mall Santos will be accused of
Oh, that'd be.
I haven't
funny.
seen those small Santa very often.
Yeah.
I don't know. The people still do
It is a really weird thing when you think about it, right?
It is.
Like, it's so weird.
That some guy dresses up and pretends to be a man that breaks into your house one night a year and puts some shit under your tree.
Yeah, and you just have your kid sit on his lap and tell him what you want.
Oh, that already alone get a lot of people's attention, you know.
Yeah, it's really weird that it's socially acceptable to tell this, make-believe story to your kids.
Yeah.
But if you came up with, equally absurd things, but, no one else was telling them this, everyone would think you're fucking nuts.
Oh my god, that's exactly what you should do with your
yeah,
kids.
just your
come up
own
with the
myths.
oddest fucking thing. And when, a parent says something about it, be like, well, you're fucking telling about Santa.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to come up with our own mythology to tell kids. Our own weird mythology. So we already have a tooth fairy. We already have somebody that gives presents. What's something really outrageous that would compare to those? Because both of those are pretty fucking weird. Actually, Easter Bunny's really weird too.
Oh, I have a good one.
Okay.
Norwegian troll.
Kyle's
Kyle's dad.
Okay. Tell them trolls actually exist, and if you don't brush your teeth, they're gonna bite your dick off. Pop out.
So the
just really convince them this is a thing.
Doesn't really help if you have a daughter.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
you're right.
How's that work, man?
But you gotta actually enact it so that, you don't bite their kid's dick off.
Oh,
but
dude.
when they,
You don't actually bite
you actually deliver presents as if you were Santa. So you have to, if they forget to brush their teeth, you gotta leave, signs that a troll was there. I don't know, fuck up their room and, grab them and then run away and be like, a troll tried to get you last night.
And to go into the store, buy those giant animal paw print and just put some dirt.
Yeah,
and just
stuff
go,
like
boing,
that.
boing,
Exactly. You gotta make the whole thing like there's evidence now. Before it was just a story. But you put presents under the tree,
nightmares?
right? Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be great. We need something more traditional, something you can build traditions around. You got to put up a Christmas tree. You got Christmas lights. You got the story of
You gotta
Jesus.
put up a troll bait. And build a giant.
Yeah, that's a
Rex.
thing. So you set up a trap in the days that you don't brush your teeth, and then you'll leave a little troll blood because he tried to get you.
Yeah.
He tried to get you.
A couple of hairs from some plushies that you never use.
The old tooth troll.
Tooth troll.
Actually, we should name it after a brand, the Colgate Troll. Better brush your teeth if he'll get you. All right, let's spread it to all the children now. Sir, what could go wrong? Next time, we need to do our RPG. I was thinking about doing it tonight, but he couldn't do it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you were planning on doing that, right?
Yeah. Are you available tomorrow to do it if he is able to?
It might be hard tomorrow. We're moving
we're
tomorrow.
Packing, moving stuff.
Speaking of housing, Chloe and I have been
Looking to
once we move out of the Bay Area, we want to build our own house from scratch. And
that sounds expensive in the Bay Area.
no, not in the Bay Area. We want to move the fuck. This is once we move out of the Bay.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this in the Bay Area.
In the
The
Bay
regulations
Area,
are
I just
insane.
heard it yesterday. A scratch down.
Tear down, yeah.
A tear down house in Cupertino sells for $2 million, and it's 1,000 square foot. 1,000 square foot, guys.
That's ridiculous. Anyways, what are you saying now?
So yeah, we're gonna move to where there's little regulations. Like, you can look online, there's like Texas and Tennessee, mostly the red states, where they're like, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bother you.
Yeah.
And then, like,
how it should be.
I prefer
Yeah.
a little humid.
If you want to build a shitty house, that's on you. I think the only thing you should
Exactly.
maybe have some regulations on electricity and stuff that might affect the whole neighborhood.
well, there's some, like if you Google or go to YouTube and look up Earthship builds, they're really interesting. They're like, they take tires, right?
Yeah.
And then they fill them with dirt and then, like, mold dirt around them and build, like, a house out of it. So that shit's basically free, because you can get old tires for free. And then they build, like, these windows outside. They look pretty sweet. But those are really, like, completely outside of regulations.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a big community in, like, New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I think it was New Mexico, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Where they build these. So it's kind of like the tiny homes where it's like, but you gotta find somewhere where it's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Where they don't
I
give
feel
a
like
shit.
their method of having a tile wall, the whole purpose was sort of take advantage of heating and cooling
Yeah.
provided from those tile wall, right? But aesthetically, they're not very pleasing to look at.
They're kind of alright. Like, I don't think they look bad.
No, it's only makes
Not on
sense.
the inside. From the outside, they look fine.
No, from the outside you have a giant back hill over there.
Well, it's like, it's kind of put into the landscape itself.
No.
Kind of like a little fucking hobbit hole.
No, if you're
I don't know what they look
already
like.
in the mountain, right? Like your property is on the side of the mountain, and you dug a hole in there, it's totally fine, right?
Yeah.
It's how it's supposed to set up. The fact that you put the tile down and try to make an artificial hill, and you plop your house on one side, it looks like a pimple on the earth.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, because it's, like,
It's
complete.
not
There's
natural.
no hill in the rest of that landscape. You're
It's
the
very
only
flat
hill.
in New Mexico, and you see
Yeah.
like a pimple on the earth. Go what?
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to build everything the way I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, one
But then you
idea I
have to
had
move
was
to a
like...
random state.
What's that?
But then you have to move to a random
Yeah,
state. to
well,
be able to do
Texas
that.
wouldn't be so bad. I'm leaning toward
Yeah.
Texas.
I don't know. I don't. Well, Texas is a very large place, right? And some of the place can be really
Yeah, it
dry.
depends on the
Houston's
county.
pretty
Usually
awesome.
regulations are
really
county
humid.
level.
I like to find a nice combination and also a growing season that's year round, and it's not too dry, basically.
Yeah.
Jeez, all these rules.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking nuts how, like, you would really have to look ahead of time to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, if you want to do like a self-sustaining, it's like solar panel will probably be your best choice so far. I mean, it's a lot more doable than set up a wind electricity generator, right? And then that's pretty restricted you into living somewhere that can get a 6 to 8 hours of sunshine, no occlusion whatsoever. Like you can't build it in the forest, right? You can't build it in Seattle because it rains all the
that's not
time,
gonna get you
right?
fucking... Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of restriction already.
Is Ohio really restrictive? They seem like they would
Depends
be.
on
it's-
where you.
Yeah, like I said, it's county level. They say, like, states also have some restrictions, and then, like, states in general, like, the counties in a given state. Like, counties in California are really bad.
Yeah,
Like,
very
they
bad.
regulate like insane.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But, I don't know about Ohio. Have you looked at all? Weren't you thinking about building a tiny home at one point?
Yeah, but the whole point of those are to not follow any regulations because it's
But,
portable.
yeah, you have to actually you have to find a spot where you won't be subject to regulations. Sometimes they would.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's the hardest part, I think, about tiny homes is you got to find a place to put it
Yeah.
that it would stay at most of the time. A lot of people just like put them in people's backyards and shit. So I don't know. It's really weird though that I didn't realize how it was county by county. That's so many fucking rules.
Yeah, so, like, if you Google, like, where's the best places to build, it's like, there's, like, how many counties in the U.S., so it's really hard to
Yeah.
determine. Like,
Yeah,
what
that's
place
a lot.
has the most sense.
What is there? There's like
But the general
90
rule,
counties in Ohio. I mean,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
general rule of thumb is if you don't move into existing neighborhood, I think it's a lot more lenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like out in the country.
Yeah, and there's like this international code. So a lot of counties have adopted this.
Building code?
Yeah, an international building code
code?
standard. I think by international, it's like, you know, the World Series. Like,
Canada?
they say it's international, maybe like U.S. plus a couple other places.
mm-hmm.
But like a good portion of the U.S. has adopted it.
Huh.
But like, so one of my ideas for what I wanted was like an interior courtyard in my house. You know what I mean?
Interior courtyard.
Yeah, so
What
like
kind
you
of
have
courtyard?
4 sides of the house, but like in the middle of the house it would be open, like grassland stuff, like, you know? And
Yeah,
you'd
but
have a garden in there.
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. But if you look at the international standards, which has been like adopted by a lot of counties, so probably the plurality of counties, if not the majority, have adopted this. So if you want to do that, you have to have 2 means of egress from that landscape, from that interior courtyard. So like you can't actually have your house encasing it. You have to have 2 places where you
There has
don't
to
have
be
to
2
open
exits?
any... Yeah, like immediate exits, where you don't go back into the building. Because if you set the building, all 4 portions on the building on fire, you won't feel like I'm going to die. You should be able to get out. But here's my argument.
Well, if you
can
made
put
it,
a
who the
pool.
fuck cares?
What?
It's your house.
Yeah, but no. But here's my... If I had 4 walls, and then a room in the middle, and I set those 4 walls around the house on fire, if it wasn't an interior courtyard, it was like a house, just a room, I'm still gonna die.
Yeah.
So what's the difference if I remove the fact that it's an interior and make it an exterior?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
But yeah, so that's where it's like, I kind of want to look for where there's not so much regulation.
Could you just put like a shitty dome over it that you can just remove at any time? And
Yeah, that's a good
like
question.
Consider it interior.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, what would the dome... Like, you couldn't just put a dome. You'd have to have the bottom. Like, you'd have to be on a foundation, and then you'd have to have the flooring, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it's true. They're not going to let you have no foundation.
Exactly. So, like, you gotta figure out all these things when you're doing a custom build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like when we retire 10 years from now. 10, 15 years. So we're kind of planning out very long term.
I really want to retire fucking now.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
It's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Retire in 10 years? That's not too long, though. You'd only be 40-something, right?
Yeah. I'm on my way. I'm planning, like, 10 years. I'm done.
You have clearly set up yourself to retire early in life.
Yes, I have.
This is what you have done.
You know, one key
Hmm.
steps: don't have too many children.
Hmm.
Then you're never retired.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, like, the first day I worked at Cornell's, I was like, I want to be done with this shit as soon as fucking possible. I am planning my exit from this whole work thing.
Well, I really want to retire. Look at those.
I thought the same thing, except the
hobo.
planning to get out of it part.
But if you look at those hobos in San Francisco, they're not really.
Seriously,
working.
though, there's no satisfaction to working for other companies like that.
Yeah.
Why haven't you started your own company? That seems like the
Because it's hard to make money. Like, it's just such a huge gamble. Like, I think I can be out in 10 years now. Maybe if I started my own, I could be out in, like, a couple of years. But it could also be, no, you're definitely going to work until you die now because you blew all your savings on this fucking thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've
true.
seen... God, I've seen people, you know, they do so much work until they see their kids graduate from college, and you think like, oh, I'm done, I can retire. And he does hit that kind of age. You can retire and you save up enough. And he chose to continue working.
I also hate that when you think about retirement, especially when people think about it at age 60, it's like, who the fuck knows if you actually lived to age 60?
Yeah.
So you're working all this hard time just to retire at an age you might just die before it happens.
I want to retire and
that.
have hobbies and projects and stuff I work on that I'm passionate about. At age 65, I think I'm going to be practically dead. Or dying.
You're not dead.
But you're not going to have the energy to put in your passionate projects that you would have at 40.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, your mobility will be constrained compared to your 40.
And your mind. Your mind, too.
Yeah, your mind goes down, too.
You're not thinking as clearly at 65 years old as you are at 40.
Yeah,
you just can't do it.
That's a lot of people couldn't do it because at the age of 40, their kids going to middle school, and then there's a college tuition going on. I haven't paid off your house. It's a lot of things that's constraining to you to not early retire. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I could work every day of my life if it was for something I cared about.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this podcast or any kind of hobby I have, I would have no problem. When I design board games, I sometimes will sit down and be working on it for 6 or 7 hours straight, and then I'll look up and be like, oh shit, I've been working on this for 6 or 7 hours and not even realize it. But then 1 hour at a cubicle, you're like, my god, when do I get out of here? When is it over?
For me, it's the day flies by so quickly. You get to the office around 10 and just non-stop.
I think day by day goes so slow. But after the week, you're like, well, my life, that just flew by because you did the same thing for a week. But, the days go so slow. But when you look back, you're like, well, that went quick because you're just doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, so now it's time to monetize the discourse with our 50 listeners.
No. if you can get a multiple of 100 of this, we can monetize.
$50. If everybody gave $1, we would have $50.
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, don't try.
Fund our retirement. We're desperate. That's so sad.
I could live off of the $50 every episode.
Yeah, you always listen to those stories where I used to work in Silicon Valley. Now I quit my job, become a chef, and open my own restaurant.
And then I went bankrupt
it's
in
that
a
easy.
week.
It's
Restaurants are actually the hardest thing to
it
make
is,
work.
actually. And a lot of
Those are
restaurants
super
make
risky.
money. Yeah. It's out of 10 people, you maybe seen 1 or 0.5 people that actually did it successfully, sustainably.
And sometimes I wonder about that one. I wonder if that's really a trust fund kid. He's just pretending to be poor.
Yeah.
Or pretending that he did it all on his own,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If current trend continues, I shall have my home and a backyard garden and some chicken coop by the time I'm 50.
50? No, we're going to be out before then.
Yeah.
Don't say 50. I don't want to be that 50.
Yeah, you just had nightmares. Don't say 50. Not 50.
I can't last that long.
Yeah. Sorry.
Honestly, so Chloe's not entirely on board with my plan, but I don't think I want to live that much far past 70.
No.
I want to be out and done.
I don't know. It depends on how alert and alive
Yeah,
you are.
but I feel like most people past 70, it's really getting down there.
There's a lot of people that live pretty decent lives at 70.
Yeah.
I don't.
It depends on how well you take care of yourself.
Oh, I don't at all. I'm drinking very heavily right now. Very heavily.
Well, your age 70 isn't looking good right now.
That's why I'm gonna be gone.
At age 69, you're just like, well, time to really get fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do so many drugs. In fact, I think, like, just like at 21 it becomes legal to drink, I think at, like, 65, every drug should become legal. Not just legal, strongly encouraged.
Strongly encouraged.
Like, really, at that point, it's like, what am I gonna fuck up my future? I barely have a future.
Oh, you're looking out for my health? I'm 65, motherfucker.
Exactly.
It's time for me to shoot some heroin.
It's actually would
I'm
solve
barely
the
not
problem.
shitting my pants now.
It's actually solve the problem with Social Security. What if most people die at the time when they cash out Social Security?
Shit! That might be the way to get government to pass this law. Like, at 60 years old, you're allowed to do anything. Any drug you want.
Yeah, that's true. People might die faster.
Ooh, that is not a bad idea.
Yeah, only those people don't try to...
I should get a lobby started. I wonder if people would get on board. Like, fiscal conservatives might actually think this is not a bad idea.
It's the one way they'll allow drugs.
Exactly.
Oh, man. That is so morbid.
Got him.
So morbid, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest problem I have with every job I've ever had is it doesn't require any creativity. Yeah,
I'm not so sure about, well...
Oh.
I think I require a little creativity. It's just not like...
Yours is more problem solving, which does require...
You can be creative in problem solving in some sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, which requires... But it's not the type of creativity or problem solving
it's just like, if you even have a really creative solution, you gotta get other people to accept it, which they don't. So, like, you gotta be within the bounds of...
Yeah.
Like, what other people will accept. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I would say, like, during my first year of working, I learned a lot about code quality. Because I used to write shit code, but it worked.
Yeah. I've seen some of your code. I agree with them. I mean...
But I code real fast before you realize it's done.
I know.
But, yeah.
Man.
Slow learning. But then again, I feel like coding is something that I like to do, but I don't like to do it for my whole life.
I like to do it, but I don't like to do it within the confines of, like, there's a pre-existing architecture that you have to adhere to.
You like to make your own programs, things you want.
Yeah. I like, my own design. Basically, just like every other person in the world, I think everyone else is an idiot, and I'm a genius, and they should all do it my way.
Like every other programmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like these fucking morons with their programs.
Yeah, the funny thing is, so...
Dum-dums.
Like, sometimes you think that, and you're looking through a code base, and you're thinking, what fucking retard wrote this thing? What goddamn moron? And then they have this thing called version control, where you can look up who wrote it, and sometimes you see, oh, that was me. What misunderstood genius had a bad day and wrote this?
That's funny. I can see that happening a lot. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I just wish I could get paid to do something creative. That's what I would want.
Man, come to LA. But
I can't afford
something
to live
creative might actually be waiting on tables. To be honest with you.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it's that hard to become like a writer for like a not spectacular show, but you will barely get paid money.
That's true.
But it's more like a prestige job. Like, don't expect cash.
But then you'd have to be living in Hollywood or LA or something where you need big money to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. The biggest designer for Magic, Mark Rosewater, Magic the Gathering. Before he did that, he was a writer for Roseanne.
Really?
Yeah, really interesting career turn.
Yeah. Fuck this! I'm not gonna do it anymore.
No, it wasn't so much fuck this so much as he got the job offer and he liked Magic so much that he took that instead of continued writing.
Yeah, because because a lot of shows pays writers shit, so the show quality significantly decreased.
Yeah,
I've
and
seen
like
too many of those.
if you have a job for a show, you only have that job until the show's done, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
true. It's very
you're never guaranteed
Yeah,
a job as a
contract
writer.
worker.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can understand why they don't get paid shit. Like, so many people want to do it. There's just so many shows out there already. Like, it's a hugely competitive space. Like, I don't know.
It's used to be.
You have to
like
have a
big company
prestige
control.
job, like a prestige show or some hit, before it actually matters that it's on your resume.
Yeah.
Like, are you writing for CSI, whatever version?
That has to not pay that well because it's not that good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you writing for that, or are you writing for Stranger Things?
Right.
I don't even know how they have writers for that fucking show, because it's just like they literally, I think, have
Same
plug
thing.
in. Like, it's a plug in. It's just like fill in the dialogue for us, basically.
But I think a lot of people watching those shows are not expecting it to have too much of a turn. It's kind of like a midday show that you turn it on, you turn your brain off, and then it's done.
I don't know. I wonder how many people watch those shows and think it's a deep, good show.
And sometimes.
And don't even recognize the formula. Do you think people don't recognize the formula?
Yeah, I think you overestimate the American intelligence. A lot of people just...
Yeah, I think so.
And also, like, I asked my grandma this, because she seems like watching shows all the time, and she just sounds like, I just like to keep the TV on so that it's, some noise. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, House. House was great just because of the characters, but the show literally was a formula.
Yeah.
Every fucking
is
time.
it lupus?
Yeah, it's always like he thinks he knows the disease, he doesn't, and that causes the person to have some kind of weird reaction or something, and then through random conversation he gets the true thing that's actually causing this, and then they fix it and it's over.
Yeah.
That's at least a complicated formula. Do you remember watching Entourage? It was... Vinny can't do the movie. Vinny can't do the movie. Oh no, Vinny can't do the movie. Vinny can't do the movie. That was the season. Season done. It was just... And then, like, plug in some hot girls throughout the episode. And maybe Johnny Drama says something stupid. And that's why I never got through, like, the third season. Third season, it was like, this is the exact same as the last two.
Yeah.
Can we just fast forward to the hot girls and then just...
Did he just, like, get the job the first time and actually be more about the job?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe they should take, like, a complete right turn and then, like, it becomes a real superhero movie. Or, like, one of their friends get murdered and they have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, that would be great.
Yeah, it's just a comedy.
Yeah, no, it's going to be the same exact plotline. Ari's going to go and yell something at somebody that's really demeaning, and...
but the best comedies have actual storylines. Like, Rick and Morty has really good storylines with each episode.
That's one thing I like about Rick and Morty. It's not formulaic.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, despite Dan Harmon's stupid little story circle or whatever, the best episode of last season was the superhero one, the whatever, that didn't follow the one, his stupid formula. I liked it.
Just loosely.
No, it didn't. It didn't follow it at all.
Which one are you talking about?
What were they called? The superheroes.
Super... yeah, you're right. It didn't follow it as well, because we tried to go through it and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that one the best, because it was like, there's no blatant formula here. It's like all original.
Yeah. I guess it is technically formulaic with the story arcs of the characters, but the actual stories are so vastly different. And it's... the person following the story arcs is different each time, too. So it's not just like it's always Morty going through something.
Yeah, sometimes it's not even about Rick and Morty. They do a couple of episodes with Jerry,
That was so fucking funny.
That was one of the funniest.
I'm
parts of the
actually
season.
logged in as a Jerry today.
Oh yeah, Slug Jerry. Which one was Slug Jerry? I lose track of these.
That was when they went as a couples therapy, and they became like their personifications as how they see each other. He was like a little slug thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear they did a study about how often people check their Instagram on their phone a day? Do you know how many it was?
For me, it's 0.
I don't have an Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't have Instagram.
You haven't fallen victim to that, but you could probably replace that with checking Reddit or whatever you check.
Yeah, Reddit. About
Reddit?
3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, you know what is even absurd? Not Reddit, but maybe my favorite sites. So I have an RSS reader now, but before I would find...
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, I would irrationally, like, go to my favorite site, and then 5 minutes later be like, I'm bored. I'm going to go to my favorite site again. Like,
I do that with Reddit.
Exactly. It's like, I know nothing, like, the likelihood of nothing
Nothing's
new
changed.
coming up is almost 0. But I do it anyway, because it's like that dopamine hit. Where, like, sometimes you do get a huge payoff, where it makes, like, that's so interesting. Whatever.
Oh, there is something new.
So, yeah, it gives you, like, this feedback where it's like a casino. It really feels like it. Like, I want to check. Even if it's irrational, like, in 5 minutes' time, I will still, like, just not even thinking, like, about the fact that I'm typing in the words. Like, just automatically, I type in the URL and click enter. And I'm like, as I see it, I'm like, why did I do that? I saw this 5 minutes ago.
Dude, I've literally at like work and sometimes when I'm just real bored, I've literally closed out of Reddit and then opened it immediately back up. Like,
Exactly.
Immediately. Like, it's so ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like smartphones are like the casinos of our time. Like, you know, like, casinos are dying out. No one fucking gambles like that anymore. I'm old people. But our young generation, they have a different dopamine hit, and it's mostly on their phones.
And there's microtransactions on there. EA Sports learned that. See that whole story? That's actually the only news story I think that's come out in the last week.
What story? Oh, shit! Yeah, I saw that. The EA Battlefront shit? Yeah. Why don't we talk about that? That was hilarious.
Yeah,
the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. And deservedly so.
Wait,
so
most
hilarious.
downvoted comment? What was the comment?
Did you not see that?
EA
did me like an Ask Me Anything. And then somebody asked about these fucking microtransactions where we paid $60 for a Star Wars game, and you can't play the 2 major fucking characters in Star Wars unless you pay you. And then, they came up with this response that was, basically blatant corporate jargon about how they're tweaking the things in constant response to player demand. It doesn't mean anything. Just some bullshit. Yeah. And it got 600,000 downvotes.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That is hilarious. And
I just saw all the Reddit posts about fucking hating on EA and microtransactions.
It all started with that little thing where it was the most downvoted comment in Reddit history.
Oh my god!
It was I don't know. It's so crazy. I'm very glad I practically never game on anything that was released past 2005.
So the only thing that gets me is
this.
Hearthstone. Hearthstone has microtransaction, and it basically is gambling.
Yeah, that's where you're a sucker for. Yeah. I feel like whatever happened to $50 entertain me for 20 hours worth of gameplay. You know,
but not even 20 hours. Like Street Fighter or games like that could entertain you endlessly. And then you become a fan of their stuff, and then you could buy their thing.
But here's the thing: do we ever go back and play Street Fighter like we were kids? We spent a month on that though. No, we were addicted for months.
Oh yeah.
But now you got to get the latest thing, and you got to play the microtransactions to get every character. happened to just use a game, have fun for
Just
whatever.
give me the fucking shit. Let me play it.
There's a Reddit post today. They said in 2011 that the CEO of EA has talked about charging the player to reload their weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Can you think about that?
At what point do they make it illegal to make microtransactions like that? And how do they define a microtransaction?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
they just look
crazy.
at all their players as marks. They're just like the suckers in the casinos. There's no difference.
It's true.
There's
But
zero.
just with you're opening your phone and checking Reddit, sometimes it's so hard not to do it.
Okay, that's somewhat true, but I do feel like
It's
at
a
least with
dopamine hit.
that, I do feel like I learned something. Sometimes, not Reddit, but a lot of the sites I read are informative in some way. I feel like I understand the world a slight bit better, and I think that's actual value in that. Whereas a video game, maybe a little more fun. I guess there's value in that, but it doesn't make me a better person.
Depending on the game. I don't know if that's necessarily true. There's games that's probably made you smarter and a better person. It depends on the game.
How does playing Mario make you smarter? Let's go back old school Mario. Mario 1.
There's a lot of problem solving in that
No,
game.
there's not.
It's
It's just basically reaction. There's no problem solving in the very first Mario. It's
but
basically
that actually could
clicking
make
buttons.
you better.
I don't know if it does. I would agree it's fun. I like it. I don't know.
You understand world building.
I understand
Going to
reusing
maze,
clouds
finding
and bush
secrets.
sprites as the same thing. Did you ever notice that or see that? Clouds and bushes in Mario 1 are the exact same thing. It's just colored white and green. It was a brilliant way to save space. See, I did learn that.
Like the old Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat where they had the same sprite but colored differently. I don't know. I feel like it's diminishing returns, right? If you play Mario every fucking day for a long time, it's gonna not really benefit you. But if you just played Mario and you might get a little benefit out of it.
And that's why
it's just reaction times.
That's why I feel my ADD is justified.
What?
I just switch completely from I found a diminishing marginal return. I'm not getting much more out of this. I'm going to switch to a whole nother thing.
I'd say that's where it's just as bad for you as
I'm going to learn African cooking now because I've never learned a thing about it. In an hour, I can learn way more than I've ever known in my entire life about it.
Dude, have you even successfully fried an egg?
Oh yeah, I could actually just start with normal cooking. You're right. I don't have to go exotic. I can learn a lot with just basic American cooking 101, and I can gain a lot in a day.
Dicing up some potatoes, Nothing too
That's
complicated.
I do find that YouTube's actually taught me a lot more.
YouTube's
they have more
awesome.
entertaining channels.
Yeah, that's true.
YouTube and Netflix are about my TV nowadays. That's what I mostly watch.
Dude, the great courses, if you sign up for that, that's you remember the teaching company lectures, if you got
I've been listening to them.
Yeah, now they
I haven't signed up for them.
They have a Netflix thing, which is $20 a month. Yeah.
$20?
I know, but it's worth it.
That's double the price of my Netflix.
I know. But it's so good, though. I started watching that more than Netflix now.
Yeah, but when you're competing with the piracy of free...
I know. It's very convenient, though.
Yeah. No, that's why I pay for Netflix. Sure, I could download...
But I feel like if you're going to pay somebody, you should pay some people that are educating rather than entertaining.
True. Well, for instance, Dan Carlin, he's the only... I've actually donated money to him multiple times. Because, I've gone on his website and you're oh, I should listen to this one for a fifth time. Okay, I owe Dan Carlin some money. Because he
has another common sense. I haven't...
he was on Joe Rogan.
Again, recently?
Yeah.
I
it was really good. It was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I really like him.
I haven't listened to him in probably like 3 or 4 months. He's been like disappeared.
Yeah. They actually talked about things we just talked about.
Really?
Like hating jobs and like how people they don't do any artistic endeavors and they're stuck at their dead-end jobs type stuff.
Yeah, his last Common Sense was in June.
Yeah.
Because I always listen to his Common Sense, and that's been forever.
The last one was good,
I'll definitely watch his Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it was good. They even said when they talked about it, like, well, these are really good ones, we should do these more often, so I think he's going to be a more common guest.
Yeah, he's always an interesting guy.
Yeah, very, very different. And plus he does radio, so he knows how to talk.
Yeah.
But his last Common Sense was kind of like he doesn't know how to do common sense anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's like...
Political climate.
Was that the last one? I always lose track. A lot of them are very repetitive in a way, and like...
Yeah.
But especially leading before the election, where he's like, I want an outsider, anybody. And then now it's like, I wanted an outsider, but this one?
Yeah, right. It's kind of fucked up, but it's true. What are you going to do? Yeah, how do you be a political commentator in this wet climate? Like, what do you...
You basically
so far
say
right or so far
racist
left.
Or white supremacy. You got 2 options.
Right? You're always going to fall in one category to somebody else. It was nice, though. Like, I find the people I tend to hang out with nowadays are people who can actually have, like, political discussions without being crazy about it.
Yeah.
There's just some people where if you bring up politics, it's not going to be a fun conversation. It's not. It's not going to be good.
I feel like we need to find like a third, like I don't know, neither right nor left. That's just so out there that people are just like, huh?
Center, you mean? Like,
no,
just
I don't know. Even center, like if you're like a millimeter to the right of center, you're basically a Nazi. If you're a millimeter to the left of center, you're a full-blown communist.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you gotta find something that's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Let's start the Y-axis.
Yeah, exactly. A whole new axis. Where it's like, I don't even know what that means. So you're not a communist or a Nazi. You believe goods should be redistributed randomly. Like not based on how much you work, or like equally, just like random shit. Like you should just be like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, you get a gold mine. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Shit. You're gonna starve to death. Like, you're gonna die. Sorry. That's to be you. That's my idea. And then, see, but no matter left or right, they're gonna be like, I'm not entirely sure what to say to that one.
I don't, just random, like, completely random?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just no point to any of it.
And that's
it's like a goddamn lottery. It'd be interesting.
That's cray-cray.
You're a lotteryist.
Exactly. Or something crazy like that. Just some really weird determination.
What's sad is that might work just as well as the fucking system we have now. That's the saddest part. Okay, well that's like a good time to end it anyways. I gotta get going.
Alright, later.
Go on.
Later.